Okay, good morning Internet, welcome aboard. It's 8:45 and we're off to fitness class. First up, some sustenance. So, banana sandwich. Okay, let's go. 5 kilos of water, 6 kilos of water, 1 to drink, 5 to throw around. Mobile phone. It's a pretty deserted marina these days. This is the grounds starting of the hotel, and that I won't go too far, too close. But all these legs in the air through there. That's the ladies' yoga going on verandas. Having a stretching morning instead of a workout morning. This is the guard box where the security guys sit and play with their phones all day. And this is the Hard Rock Cafe where cruisers can dine at a lower cost than the main restaurant. The only problem is it's been shut since March. And did I mention this is the first day of lockdown? Full lockdown since March. First full lockdown since March. And this is the start of the nature walk, as they call it. Strangely, this place was actually built first of all as a casino. So just up the top of this hill there's a casino, which in its heyday must have been something else, big building, but now pretty much a ruin and a junkyard. I'm thinking they maybe call it the nature walk because the whole place is returning to nature. And this is the first glimpse of the casino as was. Big building, and it goes on round, but now just a junkyard. And then back up the other side, and this is the front of the casino and what might at some time have been quite an impressive building overlooking the straits and the water, but now just solid jungle. It's like that scene from the Titanic where it shows you the Titanic and it's sunk and then magically comes to life and the real thing. But I'm afraid this is toast. And then in keeping with much of the rest of the country, this is where the boatyard people come to throw their junk over the side. So down there you'll find all kinds of interesting boat parts, plastic bits, old bin liners, bags, rubbish. And the only saving grace is that the gardeners then throw their gardening rubbish on top. Just what you want to see in the nature walk in your 5-star resort. Approaching the crest of the climb. Not quite the highest point on the island, but probably the highest point on this modest little walk. back on down towards our private gym, and here we are back out at sea and resort level. I think they call this the moon landing or the moonwalk. And there you go, our workout heaven and the resort beach. So the first thing we've got to do is prepare the place ready for action. So okay, that's me just finished 40 minutes of Ian's base fitness class. Jesus, tough. We've been doing this since March and it really doesn't seem to get any easier. It's keeping us, or getting us fit, and it uses up at least 4 units of time, so all pretty good. Okay, that's us done. Let's move on back. And you can see the flowers are beginning to come out again. Depending on which report you read, Langkawi gets between 2.5 and 3 million tourists a year, but 2.5 million to 3 million visitors a year. If you take out the monsoon weeks, that's about 60,000 visitors a day. I think I worked out, nah, can't be, 60,000 a week, 6 5 or 30, yeah. So a lot of people flying in and out, just pouring money into this island. But since March, pretty well nothing. Biggest blow for us is again that as of last night or this morning, the pool is now shut. But still, the flying school keeps going. They must be socially distanced up there in the cockpit. Quite a nice resort, but not entirely sure what you do after you've had your breakfast. But nonetheless, if you've come from a high-rise block somewhere in KL or Shanghai, it must be paradise. And because we've been here so long, maybe we don't appreciate just what we've got. Or I do. I don't, rather. Anne keeps telling me that. But it is quite nice. Breakfast is served on the veranda. This is usually where the monkeys hang out, so maybe we'll catch a few in the morning. They're a little bit of a tourist attraction, but to the hotel they're just a nuisance. It's one of their favourite pastimes is to sit on the roof of this giant gazebo here, and they rip off the shingles to get at the bugs below. So slowly but surely, as you can see, it's all falling apart. And just typically like policemen and corporation buses, when you want a monkey, there's none to be found. So when Reback was designed, this was a big function area. There's 2 large eating, dining, drinking areas with a small sound stage and a bar in the middle, and marble floors and parquet floors. Must have been quite nice in its day. And back out to the marina, and in one of life's amusing coincidences, when my dad was young, he used to race a loch along, and one of our family's closest friends were the Humes, Nan and Stuart, who also had a loch along, and they would race together. Then they both got cruising boats and they cruised together for years. And then who turns up but Nan and Stuart's son on La Flûte Enchantée. Small world. And then lastly, Out at the end, poor old Time Bandit, stuck with nothing to do, nowhere to go. So let's see what's for breakfast. Ooh.
Hello.
Hello, what's for breakfast?
Porridge. Porridge, already soaked. And a cup of tea and a glass of orange juice, courtesy of Callum.
Callum Hume's orange juice. And the air conditioning going full blast, indispensable. One reason we haven't gone for a sail is it takes hours to get everything off and get the boat set up, but we found a great way to speed things up. It's called hyperlapse. Brilliant. And that's it. A few months in Reback Langkawi. Hope you liked it. Give you a flavour for what we're up to. If you liked it, give us a big thumbs up and subscribe down below.